Hello, I'm Dr. Larry Armstrong from Sioux Center, Iowa. I'm a chiropractic physician. I have a family practice with my son and daughter-in-law. Been in practice for over 30 years. 2 years ago, I found a lump on the side of my neck, and it didn't feel right. It was hard, it was firm, and of course it had size. And I didn't think that was a good thing, so we started on a journey to figure out what it was. I knew in the back of my mind that it probably wasn't good. About a month later, after a couple of biopsies, we finally got a good enough sample that registered that it was a pathology, that it was a squamous cell type of carcinoma. So we went home and I consulted with colleagues and friends relative to what I just had learned and what they thought and who should I contact. And there had to be other options out there. And so the consensus was to look at immune therapy. And so there were options all over the country, outside the country. And in the process, the Perseus name came up. And it was one night I was just at the kitchen counter with a computer, and I went online and I read everything about Perseus and what they were about and what they were doing, and I go, this is it. Since I had solid tumor and it was accessible, we could get a sample of that, but it needed to be done and frozen immediately after the surgery, and then sent immediately to Grand Cayman Island to the research facility that Perseus has there. So once we flew down there, we had a beautiful setting, very professional setting. The staff came out and met you at the front door and got examined, drew blood, and they took that blood to do a process to create the serum. And that took about 3 days, maybe 4 days. And we stayed at a hotel right there on the beach. And then they called and said it was ready. So we went back to the research facility and was injected with the first vaccine. No pain, no reaction, nothing. I felt perfectly fine when I got there. I felt perfectly fine when I left. And so we did that 3 more times for the 4 vaccine process. And so it took 4 months. In that time frame, I could tell that the tumors were getting smaller. I could feel it. I kept feeling stronger and stronger. People couldn't believe what I was doing, but I knew that it was the right thing to do. So we finished up and we did an ultrasound, and we could tell just through the ultrasound that the tumors had gotten smaller. And of course, here we are 2 years later.